Hello, dear friends. You're watching your weekly horoscope for August 16 through 22nd. This week, we will experience lots of Uranus energy, which usually suggests some big changes and transformations. Prepare for something unexpected, prepare for something which perhaps you haven't planned for, but also be open for something positive to surprise you, for something to offer you like a new direction or a different insight or a new perspective. The reason I'm saying this is because we will have Uranus stationary during this week. And Uranus is about to turn retrograde on Thursday. That suggests that during the whole week, Uranus is especially strong. And those are times when we may look at things from a different perspective. We may do something new, exciting, something that opens the mind, something that's really inspiring. However, be aware of the fact that also Uranus can shock you in a way, or can put you in a situation which you haven't expected. And overall, the nervousness of people can be higher than usual. The more one works with the Uranus energy, whether this is about learning astrology or practicing some energy practices or doing something else which is for their mind and for their soul, the better they handle with the Uranus shifts and the Uranus aspects. The more the person is attached to the material world, to only, the visible side of things, the harsher the influence of Uranus can be. So I would highly recommend you to do something different during this week, to learn something new, to allow yourself to be inspired. If you are into some kind of spiritual practices, please do that during the week. It will really help you. And we also have a couple of Uranus aspects that we are about to discuss. So let's get started. And I just want to let you know that during this week, we are officially launching the new training on foundational natal astrology. It's something that we haven't done in this form before. So make sure to watch for the email updates or to visit the website. I will share a little bit more at the end of this video. So we start Monday with a very positive ingression of Venus, which is moving to Libra. Venus is coming home after being in Virgo, which frankly is not a strong and comfortable position for Venus. When Venus moves to Libra, we can focus more on the harmony and the balance, especially when it comes to emotions or relationships or our desires. And overall, this allows us to be more connected to our feelings, to our emotions, but not in a too sentimental or dramatic way. It's in a really balanced, appropriate, so to speak, way. So that's good news for relationships, for working on art projects or things that inspire you or the things that you really love. And of course, that's great news for the air signs, especially for Libra, but also for Gemini and Aquarius. On Monday, Mercury is having a quincunx with Saturn, which is an interesting aspect. From one side, there could be some minor restrictions or some kind of delays or things that we need to work on. However, this aspect can really help us to organize things, to prioritize things correctly, and overall to be more productive. It might feel a little tiring, and yet we might be also quite productive. The moon in Sagittarius can also help the atmosphere and bring more excitement, more inspiration, desire to move forward, to look at things from a positive perspective. So overall, Monday is a pretty nice day, which can be beneficial both for work and relationships. On Tuesday, we have another quincunx between the Sun and Pluto this time. And this aspect can bring lots of intense energy coming our way. And we may feel like there is a higher power which is guiding us, so to speak. And this is a great time to really push things through and overcome challenges and use your motivation to guide you. Pluto can bring extreme motivation and focus and concentration. It can make us even kind of obsessed about something and so focused on achieving it. The Sun is really strong. The Sun is in Leo. So the passion can really guide us, and the strong desires can be our best direction, actually. Also, Mercury is having a minor challenging aspect with Uranus, which may bring some kind of misunderstandings in the area of communication when it comes to connecting with other people or generally our plans. Again, be prepared for something exciting, but also something that might shock you. And overall, there could be surprises during this day. The moon is still in Sagittarius, which supports the optimism, the positivity. It's a great aspect and a great position for moving forward, for making plans, for setting some new vision and new direction. So yeah, it's an interesting day, but it could be unpredictable. On Wednesday, we have a powerful conjunction between Mercury and Mars in Virgo. The most important thing here is that Mercury is the one who sets the rules. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and that's why it rules the whole conjunction. So we have a connection between the mind and also our actions and our personal will. And we can have an idea and then we can take action on it. And those things are usually happening quite fast. That's the beauty of this conjunction, that we have the idea and we take action on it. The good news here is that Mars is not too impulsive in Virgo. Actually, Mars can be pretty cautious and careful. So I think that this may work in a very productive way and can help us to evaluate things, analyze the situation, and then take action, but not in a really impulsive way. It's more like having the courage to take action on your ideas and your plans. So this can be especially beneficial for business, for starting something new, for not only making plans, but also executing and really moving forward. However, this aspect might be problematic for communication. Sometimes people may overreact, or sometimes they can use harsher words. So be mindful about this and don't push other people too much. Venus is having a nice aspect with Jupiter. It's a creative aspect, again, on Wednesday, which can be very beneficial for financial matters, for some kind of positive emotions that we can experience. Of course, for relationships and dating, this can be a great aspect. And it's a great time also for something that will make you feel beautiful, like buying new clothes or doing something for your hair or for your appearance. This can also be a great time because Venus is quite strong. Venus is in Libra, so beauty is a topic that can be of interest for us. The moon is in Capricorn, which helps with more practicality, with a more rational approach towards things. It is possible that we may feel like there are too many things we need to work on, like we need to work really hard and things can move a little slower, but that's just the moon in Capricorn. Then on Thursday, Uranus is turning retrograde, which means that on Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday, so the closest days around the actual shift, Uranus is very, very slow, which means that the energy is very powerful. So from one side, you can make radical changes, especially if you have waited for this opportunity, if you have prepared for this, then Uranus can give you a little boost and you may finally do something important. But if you are avoiding the change, this might feel more stressful. So again, do something that helps you to balance your own energy and be mindful about the decisions that you are making, because Uranus sometimes can make us impulsive or can really provoke some kind of unexpected reactions. And honestly, sometimes we may even surprise ourselves. The other interesting thing on Thursday is that the Sun is having an opposition with Jupiter. And this can also bring some radical changes in terms of our goals, in terms of our visions about the future. And there could be certain level of frustration, but out of this frustration, we can make some important changes and go in a new direction or redefine our priorities. So Thursday can be pretty intense, and it's really about making changes. The good thing is that the moon is in Capricorn. Even though this is not the most joyful position for the moon, I think that in this situation, it can bring a very balancing influence, because with all of this Uranus-Jupiter energy, we might be too expansive. We might be sometimes even reckless or too impulsive. And the moon in Capricorn can kind of like put the brake and say, okay, let's slow this a little bit. You don't need to rush through things and you need to be a little bit more cautious. So I think that in this case, it will bring a more balancing influence. Then on Friday, we have another Uranus transit. This time, Mercury will have a trine with Uranus. And I personally love those aspects because they can bring insights, they can bring you new opportunities, new perspectives, something that opens your mind. And usually there's lots of positivity coming from the positive Uranus transits. I remember when I was just starting to study astrology, and my teacher told us to all of us that when you start learning astrology, you are connecting with the Uranus energy, of course, and you cannot have depression or sadness because Uranus connects you to the sky, to the stars, and there is no depression or sadness there. You see things from a different perspective. And there is something pretty optimistic coming from Uranus. It's not the Jupiter type of optimism, which sometimes can be also exaggerated or unrealistic. The Uranus type of optimism comes from a deeper understanding of, like opening your mind and seeing that there is so much to explore and having this excitement. So it's a different type of optimism, but that's something that we can really experience on Friday. When Mercury has a trine with Uranus, it's a great time to make changes, to open for new ideas. You may find solutions to things. You may have interesting communication with other people or new ideas. So it can be pretty positive for so many different areas. Mercury is having also a creative aspect with Saturn, which can help also with the logic. As much as Saturn and Uranus are quite different, and frankly, they are even enemies in mythology, when they work together, when we can integrate their energy, this can be something amazing because Uranus brings you the inspiration, the innovation, something new. On the other side, Saturn allows you to keep your connection with the material world and also to materialize things, to put them in a real form. So I personally find those combinations to be the both most creative and also really practical in a way. So Friday can be a great day with the moon in Aquarius as well, which brings even more energy to Uranus and can help us to be creative, to socialize with other people. It's a great time for gatherings or some kind of group meetings or just spending time with your friends or the people you want to communicate with. On Saturday, Venus is having a trine with the North Node, which can help us to understand better our emotions and also our desires and to find the direction that we want to move towards. So pay attention to your personal life, to your relationships, even to your financial situation, and you can evaluate things. You may see things from a different perspective, or you can make some positive changes in this area. The moon is in Aquarius, which is a great time for socializing, meeting with people, doing something exciting, and overall improvising, allowing yourself to be also more spontaneous. And the end of the week on Sunday comes with quite a few things happening at the same time. First, we are going to have a full moon in Aquarius Leo. I won't talk too much about this in this video because there will be another one. So you can check my channel and you will find a separate video which will be published on Tuesday about the upcoming full moon. Now, of course, full moons are a culmination. They intensify things. They can bring some kind of solutions or changes that we can make. So usually there is some kind of emotional intensity around the full moon. But after that, the sun is shifting signs. The sun will move to Virgo. And of course, for the next 1 month, the sun will be in Virgo. And this is the time to focus on practical things, to perhaps refocus again on our work, especially if you have had some vacation during August. It's time to get back to work and be more present and be more grounded and pay attention to our health and to organize things. Especially if you need to be more grounded, this ingression of the sun can help a lot. On Sunday, also, Mars is having a trine with Uranus. So another positive major aspect that involves Uranus, which is great for changes and new opportunities and improvising and being really creative with your actions, with the things that you focus on. So again, it's a pretty exciting day. And also, again, we have Mars having a positive aspect with Saturn at the same time. So we have kind of a similar situation when there can be an inspiration coming from Uranus. And at the same time, Saturn may help us to put this into a form or also bring a little bit of the practicality and to organize things and to implement them in the best possible way. So a great combination. The moon will be in Pisces most of the day, basically after 9 a.m. So we can feel quite inspired, but also a little bit more dreamy, a little bit out of space for some people. And it can be a great time to allow yourself to relax or to focus on something more creative. So pretty exciting week with quite a few aspects, and also, as we can see, the most intense energy is coming from Uranus. So new opportunities and hopefully positive changes. don't forget that during this week, we are also opening the enrollment for the natal astrology course with Mars Stars Astrology Academy. We have a totally new format, which is really one of a kind. You will be able to join us and have all of the lessons available to watch as recordings. And additionally, we will have group meetings for 5 months where we will practice. You can come and ask your questions. So it will be a great combination of lessons that you can watch immediately, and also supervision, mentorship, and also opportunity to practice with me. Also, something amazing, which I'm really proud of, is that we are offering scholarships, and this counts for people who have disabilities or who are parents of children with disabilities. So please go to the website. If you are interested, there will be a few full scholarships that we will offer. And for parents who have children with disabilities or people with disabilities, we offer 75% discount. So this training will really give you the foundation, the structure. It will help you to understand astrology and apply it. And it's really the most convenient way. So I have combined both the positive side of the pre-recorded lessons and also the possibility to be mentored by me, to practice, and to, of course, ask your questions. So if you haven't signed up for our email newsletter, please go to marsstars.net. You will find this somewhere in the bottom of the page. Sign up for the newsletter and you will be notified exactly when we open the doors for enrollment. And yeah, I'm so excited. It's something I've been working on for so long, and I have tried to make this really the best you can get. So yeah, it's time. It's time for us to move to this new level. I'm very excited, and I hope to see you in our training. Till then, have a wonderful week. Enjoy the full moon, enjoy the Uranus inspiration, and I will see you next week.